whether democracy will follow the law or be overridden by violent mobs. The BJP is asked, will democracy be governed by law or be hijacked by violent mobs? This in a post that was put up. The BJP has added, why is it, and I'm quoting here, that every attempt to clear illegal encroachment is met with organized stone pelting by the quote-unquote vote bank. So this is a question then posed by the BJP in light of what we have seen happen at the Delhi Turkman Gate. For more on this, we have RP Singh live with us from the BJP. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on the broadcast, sir. I want to ask you what your assessment of this is.
Well, it's a very routine matter. I mean, there's an illegal occupant outside the masjid, and for many years the occupation was made, and then MCT has issued a notice for that earlier. And it's not that it happened overnight. The occupation also took many years, they occupied in many years, and also that notice was also issued beforehand. It's not that they just woke up and started doing demolition. And there's people who are aware that, yes, demolition has to happen. But no one is allowed to encroach on the public land, whether it is a particular community or particular religious sect, or otherwise also. So I'm sorry that it's been given a communal color, although it has nothing to do with the community at all.
Right. You're right, sir. Absolutely. It's unfortunate what's happened. That being said, not that there can be any justification for the kind of violent act that we witnessed here, but do you think there was perhaps a perceived threat that the mosque was under threat as well?
Well, this violence has been provoked by certain elements, the same element who try to build up an ecosystem on religious lines. But fact is that things are in control now, and people will understand that, yes, the place can be occupied, and the same space will be used for public welfare only. It's not that it's going to be given to any person or any individual. So when it comes to the public use, or I don't know what objective they will build up that space for, but whatever it will be, it will be done for the public use, and when that happens, people will understand that, yes, it is fruitful for occupation to go.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast with your insights, sir. All right, Anshul, let me just come back to you. Of course, you were showing us the entire area. When we speak of the FIRs which have been registered as well, Anshul, is there any idea as to who these people were, what triggered them exactly? Were they residents of this area?
Yes, it is being said that a few residents of this area have already been detained by the Delhi police. And if I could just give you a sense through visuals while we keep talking about it, is that yes, at this point in time, the police, the people who have been detained are very much residents of this entire area, and they actually came out on the roads at approximately 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So the messaging that was given to them is that the encroachment around the mosque will be demolished, because that was what mentioned on the papers that was, or the orders that were given by the Supreme Court. So there was absolute clarity that there is no way that the mosque would be touched, because there was no demolition order for the mosque. But even after that, the manner in which the mob gathered over here and started pelting stones at the police officers and at the MCD officers who were present over here, that is something that is very, very suspicious and tells of a larger conspiracy that could have happened to disrupt the entire government operation as well. So that is something that will be looked into by the Delhi police very, very closely. That would be monitored very, very closely. The first job at the hands of Delhi police at this point in time is to identify each and every person who was present over there, each and every person who collected on the roads over here of the national capital and then started to pelt stones. So that is something that will be identified, and that will be identified through the body cams that the officers were wearing. And over the next few minutes, we can expect that the number of people who will be detained and arrested could actually go up by multiple folds as well.
Right, Anshul, while we of course do say that the orders were very clear, of course there's a big question mark on how many of the residents were clearly aware of this particular order and what sort of a perception there was when it comes to the land that of course was being cleared. As you've told us, the demolition has been completed, the clearance process is underway right now. Have you been able to talk to the people in the area and what their reaction to this has been?
Well, people are not being allowed to get collected over here at this point. Even the mosque committee has not come out and spoken in any way or any manner. They haven't given a word on this entire issue. But yes, it is something that will be looked into very, very closely as to what was the messaging that was given to the locals over here, to the people who actually attend their namaz in this mosque. How did they receive this message that an demolition drive would be carried out over there? So what was the entire process? What was the entire sequence of event? That is something that will be figured out by the Delhi police in the investigation that will follow from now on, as the FIR has already been registered. But this was the area from where people suddenly started to get to come over here and then started to pelt stone. I'll just try to get in a word from a few people. भैया आप कल रात को क्या हुआ एक बार बता सकते हैं? तो मैसेजिंग क्या थी? क्या ऐसा लग रहा था कि मॉस्क को भी मस्जिद को भी कहीं ना कहीं धाराशायी किया जाए?
सो रहे थे हम अपने घर में, हमें तो सवेरे पता लगा ये।
सवेरे पता लगा। तो कल तक कोई ऐसी खबर थी कि मस्जिद पर बुलडोजर चलने वाला है? आप लोगों को कुछ पता था इसके बारे में?
हमें नहीं मालूम था, हम तो अपने घर पर सो रहे थे।
अभी आप बाहर आए हैं? अभी पुलिस का
ये देखा है हमने बस। अब यहाँ पर नाश्ता लेने आए थे हम, यहाँ पे भी बाजार बंद पड़ा हुआ था बस।
All right.
So yes, even people are saying that they did not have the idea that something like this has happened. Probably people do not want to speak to the media at this point in time, and that is one of the reasons why they are giving very abrasive answers. But yes. So yes, what transpired? What was the kind of messaging? How did they receive the message? Were WhatsApp groups were also built? Did the Masjid committee send any sort of a message to people to collect over there and try to stop this demolition drive? All this will be investigated by the Delhi police within the next few days.
All right. Well, Anshul, thank you so much for bringing us this ground report. Of course, as and when more details come in, we will be able to piece together the entire timeline and sequence of events also. Thank you so much for that, Anshul. That being said, CNN News 18 does bring you a report that shows exactly what happened at 3 a.m. This is when the officials were carrying out the demolition drive as per the High Court order. Take a look at this.
फैज़-ए-इलाही मस्जिद के पास जो अवैध अतिक्रमण है उसको किस तरह से ध्वस्त किया जा रहा है उसकी तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। दिल्ली नगर निगम के बुलडोजर लगातार अवैध अतिक्रमण को ध्वस्त करने की कार्रवाई को अंजाम दे रहे हैं। आप ये तस्वीर देखिए, तुर्कमान गेट के सामने ये फैज़-ए-इलाही मस्जिद का वो अवैध हिस्सा है जिस पर बुलडोजर कार्रवाई चल रही है। यहाँ पर एक बारात घर और एक मेडिकल कैंप यहाँ पर था जिसमें डायग्नोस्टिक सेंटर चलता था, उसको ध्वस्त किया जा रहा है। तो यहाँ पर ये तस्वीर आप देख सकते हैं किस तरह से लगातार यहाँ पर कई बुलडोजर यहाँ पर जो अवैध अतिक्रमण है उसको बुलडोज करने की कार्रवाई को अंजाम दे रही हैं। ये तस्वीर यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हैं और साथ ही पुलिस के भारी बंदोबस्त यहाँ पर किए गए हैं। भारी संख्या में पुलिस बल तैनात है, अर्धसैनिक बल यहाँ पर तैनात है, रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स के जवान यहाँ पर तैनात है। इसके अलावा एमसीडी के ट्रक आपको नजर आएंगे। जो मलबा निकल रहा है उसको हाथों हाथ यहाँ से हटाया जा रहा है। ये तस्वीर आप देखिए, रात का समय संभवतः इसलिए चुना गया क्योंकि बेहद ही संवेदनशील ये इलाका माना जाता है, लिहाजा यहाँ पर इस कार्रवाई को अंजाम दिया जा रहा है। डिमोलिशन कार्रवाई जैसे ही स्टार्ट हुई यहाँ पर कुछ शरारती तत्वों की तरफ से उपद्रव किया गया, पुलिस ने आंसू गैस के गोले छोड़े। तो क्या स्थिति उत्पन्न हुई थी और क्या डिटेल्स आप शेयर करना चाहेंगे सर?
देयर वाज एन इंटीमेशन थे एमसीडी के साइड से कि ऐसा एक हाई कोर्ट की ऑर्डर है कि फैज़-ए-इलाही मस्जिद के विसिनिटी में इनफैक्ट ऑलमोस्ट लाइक इन देयर प्रेमाइसेस इटसेल्फ कि अनऑथराइज्ड कंस्ट्रक्शन, मतलब कंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं एनक्रोचमेंट है और कोर्ट ने ऑर्डर किया है। तो हम लोग रेडी थे। हमें जब पता चला था हमने एरिया के लोगों को बुलाए थे और उनको समझाने की कोशिश की और 95% लोग तो समझ भी गए थे ये कानूनी कार्रवाई है। 50-60 लोग जो थे मिसक्रिएंट्स थे उन्होंने पुलिस के ऊपर पत्थर फेंका। तो हम लोगों ने मिनिमम फोर्स यूज़ करके, जितना फोर्स यूज़ करके उनको वहाँ पे पुशबैक किया। 5 लोगों को इसमें इंजरी हुआ है और उनकी MLC रिपोर्ट्स वेटिंग है पुलिस वालों का। वो आने के बाद वी विल टेक लीगल एक्शन।